Hola, welcome to another Spanish lesson with Senor Geis. In this video, we're going to be talking about singular nouns. We're going to talk about what nouns are and what it means when they're singular, what that word singular means. We're going to talk about also in Spanish the idea of gender and how it works. And we're going to talk about different ways to say the words the and in Spanish. So a noun, if you remember, is a person, place, or thing. It can also be an idea or a concept. But when we talk about singular nouns, what we're really talking about is a noun that refers to just one person, place, thing, or idea. So a better definition of the word noun, of a noun, would be anywhere that you can put the word the in front of. So when you put the word the in front of it, it will make sense. For example, cat is a noun. So when you say the cat, that makes sense. So we can tell that cat is a noun. Mountain, when we put the word the in front of it, we say the mountain, that makes sense. So we know that mountain is a noun. Education, when we say the education, that makes sense. So we know education is a noun. Unity, even though it's not a concrete physical thing, it's still a noun. So when we put the word the in front of it, it makes sense. Eat is a verb. So when we put the word the in front of it, the eat, that does not really make sense. So we know that eat is not a noun, it's a verb. The word he is a pronoun. So when we put the word the in front of it, it doesn't make sense. The he doesn't make sense, so we know that it's not a noun. Strong is an adjective. It describes something else. So when we put the word the in front of it, it doesn't make sense. The strong, you would need to add a noun after the word strong for this to make sense, right? The strong something. So we know that strong by itself is not a noun, it's an adjective. So in Spanish, every noun has a gender. And when we talk about gender in Spanish, it's different from human gender. But in general, it can be correlated to human gender. And what we're really talking about is one of two categories. So the genders in Spanish, a noun can either be masculine or feminine. It's either one or the other, and it never really changes. So in general, many masculine nouns are going to end in a O. So I like to call masculine nouns O nouns or O words. So for example, chico, boy, means a boy, is masculine because it ends in a O. Or amigo is a friend who is a male, so it's a masculine noun. Libro means book, and it's inherently masculine, even though a book is not really what we would consider having a gender as masculine. The word is masculine. Concierto, concert, is masculine because it ends in O, and pájaro, bird, is masculine because it ends in O. Feminine nouns tend to end in A. So chica means girl, and amiga means a friend who is a girl. And computadora is a feminine noun. Computer is not necessarily masculine or feminine, but the word computer, computadora, is feminine. Escuela ends in A, so it's a feminine noun. And persona, even though it doesn't refer to a person of either gender, the word persona is feminine. So also, feminine nouns can also end in ion. So we have words like acción, instrucción, nación, and educación, which are all feminine because they end in that ion ending. And many of these words are cognates to words in English that end in shun. So you can probably guess what all of these words mean. Also, feminine nouns can end in D. So we've got libertad, liberty, autenticidad, authenticity, humanidad, humanity, probabilidad, probability. These are all feminine nouns because they end in D. So many masculine and feminine nouns do not have specific endings that make it really obvious that they're one or the other. Sometimes you can't tell the gender by looking at the end. So for example, Some masculine nouns are hombre, means man. Pez means fish. Café means coffee. And restaurante means restaurant. Even though a lot of these end in E, it doesn't mean that they're masculine or feminine. You'll see in a second here that a lot of feminine nouns end in E also. So we've got words like mujer, ends in a R. Sal ends in a L. Carne means meat, ends in a E. Or noche means night, and it's a feminine noun. So a lot of times you can't tell just by looking at the end. So how do you know? If the end doesn't tell you, how can you tell the gender of a noun like this that doesn't have a specific ending? Well, this comes back to the reason why gender is important in Spanish nouns. It's because there are two different ways to say the. Well, actually, there's more than two, but we'll get to the other two in the next video. So if you're talking about masculine nouns, in order to say the, you're going to use the word el. So we will say el hombre means the man, el pez means the fish, el café means the coffee, and el restaurante means the restaurant. But if you're putting the word the in front of a feminine noun, you're going to use the word la. So you would say la mujer, the woman, la sal, the salt, la carne, the meat, and la noche, the night. So this works with all masculine and feminine nouns, even if they do end in a masculine or feminine ending. So we can say el chico, el amigo, el libro, el concierto, el pájaro. Or we would say la chica, la amiga, la computadora, la escuela, and la persona. And just some more examples here: la acción, la instrucción, la nación, la educación, la libertad, la autenticidad, la humanidad, la probabilidad. So it's really important that you know the gender of every noun because you have to be able to put the right form of the word the in front of it. So in addition to being two different versions of the word the, there's also two ways you can say the word or an. So in masculine nouns, if you want to say a boy, you'd say un chico, or a friend, un amigo. A book, un libro. A concert, un concierto. A bird, un pájaro. And then also in feminine nouns, we're going to use the word una instead of un to say a. So una chica, una amiga, una computadora, una escuela, una persona. And again, una acción, una instrucción, una nación, una educación, una libertad, una autenticidad, una humanidad, una probabilidad. Un hombre, un pez, un café, un restaurante, una mujer, una sal, una carne, and una noche. So you have to know the gender of every single noun in Spanish so that you can say the words and the correctly. So just to summarize, masculine nouns end in O a lot of the time, not always. And if you want to say the with a masculine noun, you're going to use the word el. And if you want to say with a masculine noun, you're going to use the word un. With feminine nouns, a lot of them end in a, ion, or a d. And if you want to say the with a feminine noun, you're going to use the word la. And if you want to say the word with a feminine noun, you're going to use the word una.